The hum of gas pumps and the fading light of dusk wrapped the remote station in a quiet, uneasy stillness. A pair of insects buzzed lazily under the flickering overhead lights. Emily Grant stood by her black SUV at pump number 6, hoodie zipped halfway, dark sunglasses hiding her eyes even as the sun dipped below the horizon. Her stance was relaxed, almost bored, one hand on the gas nozzle and the other scrolling through something on her phone. She looked like any other tired traveler stopping to fuel up on a long highway stretch. Nothing about her drew attention, by design. The roar of a lifted pickup truck shattered the quiet as it swung into the lot, engine revving louder than necessary. The truck came to an aggressive stop across 2 parking spots near the convenience store. Loud country rock poured from its open windows. 3 guys piled out, young, loud, full of ego and boredom. Ty hopped down from the driver's side, baseball cap turned backward, a swagger in every step. His friends, Duke and Ray, followed close behind, chuckling, already sizing up the only other person in sight. Ray pulled out his phone, hitting record without subtlety. He panned the camera toward Emily. "Look at this one," he said with a smirk. All mysterious, standing there like she's in a movie. "Gotta be one of those influencer types." Duke barked a laugh. "Or some stuck-up soccer mom who thinks she's better than us." Ty adjusted his hat and strolled toward her, confidence oozing from every movement. Emily didn't flinch or look up. The gas pump clicked, signaling the tank was full. She removed the nozzle and began screwing the cap back on, still focused on her phone. "Hey, sweetheart," Ty said, stopping just a few feet from her. "Need help figuring out where the gas goes?" "Or you got it all figured out?" No response. Emily slid the nozzle back into the pump cradle, then checked her side mirror before reaching for the door handle. Ray zoomed in on her face as she turned slightly, still ignoring them. "Ah, come on," he said. "Give us a smile or something. Don't gotta be so cold." Ty stepped closer. "Yeah, you alone out here. Dangerous time to be ignoring friendly folks, you know." Emily's jaw moved slightly, chewing gum, maybe. She opened her door slowly, but didn't get in. Ty grinned, mistaking her stillness for uncertainty. "Look, we're just being nice. No need to get all." Before he could finish the sentence, his hand moved toward her elbow. And that's when it all changed. In one impossibly fast, fluid motion, Emily pivoted. Her left hand seized Ty's wrist, twisting it inward at a brutal angle. In the same motion, she yanked him forward and slammed his upper body into the side of the SUV with a sickening metallic thud. His cap flew off. His breath whooshed out in a pained grunt. Ray's phone clattered to the ground. "What the?" Duke stammered, frozen mid-step. Emily's hand was on Ty's shoulder now, pinning him hard against the car. He winced, trying to move, but she pressed down with calm, precise strength. She finally spoke, voice low and controlled. "Do not move." Ray blinked. "Yo, what the hell is happening?" Emily let Ty go, and he stumbled back, clutching his shoulder. She took one step toward the fallen phone, picked it up, and calmly stopped the recording. She turned the screen toward them, hit delete, then tucked it into her jacket pocket. "Hey, that's my phone." Ray started forward, but stopped cold as she reached into her hoodie and produced a leather badge wallet. She flipped it open. The gold FBI badge gleamed in the dying light. "Emily Grant, FBI, you're lucky all you did was make lewd comments and put a hand on me. But you're on video, and I'm on duty. Which means that phone," she nodded toward the device in her pocket, "is evidence now." The swagger evaporated from all 3 of them. Duke took a step back. "FBI, for real?" Emily looked at him. "You want to find out how real? Keep moving toward me." Ray raised his hands, suddenly very pale. We didn't know. We were just joking. That was nothing." Ty groaned on the ground, still holding his side. "You broke my damn ribs." Emily tilted her head. "No, I didn't. If I had, you wouldn't be talking right now." They stood in stunned silence. Emily turned back to her SUV, opened the door, and reached inside. She pulled out a small radio clipped to the side of the driver's seat. "Dispatch, this is Agent Grant. Confirmed contact with 3 suspects. No injuries on agent. Requesting local unit for pickup and questioning. They're on video and verbally admitted intent. I'll hold them here." The voice on the other end crackled through. "Copy that. Local sheriff en route. ETA 5 minutes." She clipped the radio back inside, turned around, and leaned casually against the SUV, arms crossed, watching the 3 boys like a wolf sizing up cornered prey. None of them said another word. They knew they'd just messed with the wrong woman. And it was too late to undo it. The flashing red and blue lights bounced off the gas station's glass windows, casting pulsing shadows over the cracked pavement. Emily didn't flinch as the sheriff's cruiser pulled in, dust kicking up from the gravel shoulder. She stood by her SUV, arms crossed, her expression unreadable beneath her sunglasses. Behind her, Ty sat on the curb, pale and breathing hard, cradling his ribs. Ray and Duke stood stiff against the wall of the convenience store, hands flat against the brick, their mouths tight with fear. The cruiser came to a stop. A moment later, the driver's door swung open and a stocky man in his 50s stepped out. Tan uniform, white mustache, and the no-nonsense gait of someone who'd seen enough of these situations to know exactly how they end. Sheriff Cal Monroe. Emily had spoken to him before, but this would be their first time meeting face to face. He gave her a slight nod as he approached. Agent Grant, he said. Evenin', Sheriff, she returned calmly. You made good time. Got your radio call just before I pulled off the highway, he said, eyes sliding from her to the three young men. I take it these are the boys you mentioned. Ray opened his mouth to protest, but the look from Emily stopped him cold. Yeah, she said, stepping forward and reaching into her jacket. She handed over Ray's phone. This one was filming. I already deleted the footage they took of me, but there are dozens more. I suggest you take a look at the folder labeled lol_girls before you let any of them talk. Monroe took the phone, gave it a cursory glance, then motioned to one of the deputies stepping out of the passenger side. Bag this, tag it, and start downloading the files before we lose anything. Yes, sir. Emily turned slightly, her voice low but firm. You're going to want to bring a female officer to process this. Some of what's in those files matches descriptions from the open human trafficking case we've been tracking out of Fort Worth. Same truck, same boys, same pattern. Approach women at gas stations. Record them, intimidate, then disappear with whoever's alone enough. Monroe's jaw tightened. He looked at the boys again. That true. None of them answered. Emily stepped toward Ty, who had finally gotten to his feet but stayed hunched, still holding his side. Your ego might have just saved a girl's life, she said. Too bad it's probably going to cost you 10 years in federal court. Ty sneered, but it lacked conviction now. We didn't take anyone. You can't prove anything. Emily took a step closer, and Ty shrank back involuntarily. You really want to play legal games with a federal agent? She asked. Do you think we don't already have your truck's plates? Your phones? Do you think I walked into this blind? She pointed at the front of the SUV. A dashcam, still blinking red. Everything's recorded. Audio, video. You harassed a federal officer, on camera. And you confessed. That's before we even get to the trafficking investigation. Ray's hands were trembling now, arms still raised. It wasn't like that. We didn't know, we were just joking around. It got out of hand. Yeah, Duke mumbled. We didn't take anyone. We just talked. Made jokes. Monroe stepped between them and Emily, holding up a hand to her as he turned to his deputy. Cuff all three. Read them their rights. We'll sort out who's lying later. For now, they're all coming with us. The deputy moved quickly, securing each of them in handcuffs. Ty started cursing, but Monroe silenced him with a single hard stare. You're lucky she didn't put you in the hospital, he said, voice like gravel. You don't know just how close you were to being in a body bag instead of the back of my car. Ray's protests faded to a whimper. Duke kept his mouth shut, eyes wide with the realization that this wasn't going away. As they were led toward the cruiser, Emily turned away and opened the back of her SUV. She pulled out a folder from a locked box, flipped it open, and handed it to Monroe. Everything I've gathered so far, she said. Dates, sightings, videos, victim statements. I've been tracking them for the past 6 weeks. They match at least 2 separate reports from missing persons in the state database. I'd bet good money the phones have more. Monroe looked through the pages, nodding slowly. Damn good work, Agent. They almost slipped under the radar. They always almost do, she replied. Until they cross the wrong person. Monroe gave a slight smile. Glad it was you they crossed. The 3 boys were now in the back of the cruiser, heads down, no more bravado left in them. The flashing lights reflected off the SUV's surface as Emily closed the hatch and stepped around to the driver's seat. You heading out? Monroe asked. I've got a report to file, she said. Then I'm back on the road. There's still one more person I need to find. Well, if you need backup, you know where to find us. Emily nodded once. Appreciate it. She climbed into the driver's seat, closed the door, and started the engine. As the cruiser pulled away with the 3 suspects inside, Emily sat for a moment, the glow of the dashboard lights on her face. She checked the mirror. The gas station behind her had returned to stillness. Quiet again. She pulled out onto the highway without a glance back,